Next, we have dew point temperature. This is also interesting and important. So remember, this dew point temperature is not like a boiling temperature or freezing temperature of water. For example, boiling temperature of water, at atmospheric pressure is 100 degrees centigrade. Freezing temperature, 0 degrees centigrade, atmospheric pressure. Dew point temperature is not similar to that. Dew point temperature will change as per the change in the other properties of air. This is an important point. What exactly dew point temperature I'll explain, don't worry. So this is not like a fixed temperature, like boiling or freezing. This will change as per the other properties of air. Remember this point. But now the question is, what is exactly the dew point temperature? Very simple. You see, dew point temperature is the temperature at which moisture leaves the air and condense on the object. This is opposite to what? Evaporation. Means, or we can say the temperature at which condensation starts. And again, this is not a fixed temperature like freezing or boiling. The condensation can be happen at different temperature based on the other properties of air. So for that, we require this property to find out from the psychometric chart. So this may vary as per the dry bulb, wet bulb, and other conditions of air. So once again, dew point temperature is the temperature at which moisture leaves the air and condense on the object. For example, you see at the beginning of this session, we discussed the air will have the drier as well as moisture, right? So do you have any proof for that? How this air have the moisture? Because this is not visible to us.
That is dy, because
You see,
after in air there is air and in the form of dew, they are
in the
condenses.
form of vapor, right?
Yes, yes.
Which is not visible.
Yes.
So how we can prove this? Very simple. You know this in day-to-day life, you can relate this. Just consider a glass of water. Just assume that this is a glass of chill water, which I've taken from the refrigerator just now, for example. And the chill water glass, if I place in the room temperature, what will happen after some time at the surface of this glass? The water droplets, you can observe the water droplets now. And this water droplet is not from the water, because this is, you see, there is no chance of mass transfer through this glass, right? So this water which is at the surface of the glass is not from that water from the glass. Okay, so this water is going to condense from where? From the room air. Yes, from the room air. So this proved that the air will have the moisture. First point. Now the second point is related dew point temperature. You see, when you take a chill water in this glass from the refrigerator and place in the room, what will happen at the surface of this glass? What we'll get? We'll get the temperature less than equal to dew point temperature. And remember, whenever a surface or a body, or when you reduce the temperature of the air less than equal to dew point, what will happen? The moisture from the air will leave the moisture from the air will start leaving and condense on that object. So that temperature is nothing but dew point temperature. As the dew forms on the leaves or on the object in winter season, normally in the winter season in the morning time, you can find this dews. So because of what? Because of decrease in temperature, at one point the dew point temperature occur. And again, I'm saying this is not the fixed temperature that you need to find out in the psychometric chart based on the other properties of air. It's not like a boiling or condensing, is not a boiling or this evaporation temperature or this freezing temperature. This due to dew point temperature will vary as per the condition of air. We'll find out from the psychometric chart. So simple, the temperature at which the condensation start is called a dew point temperature. Now the question is how it is related to this property, related to this condition of air, how it is related to this HVAC. So we have different aspect for this, but let me just get some important points from the theory. Here one important question for all. What do you think, in which season you'll find higher humidity, winter or summer? Summer. What about other participant?
Yeah, in summer more humidity will be there.
Right. In winter less humidity. Why less humidity? So first of all, why summer is wet? More humidity means, can I say wet summer?
No, because the water gets evaporated in the summer.
So we can say wet summer, na? Generally summers are wet because higher humidity, except desert areas. In general, I'm talking about, not in desert areas. In desert areas, even in summer, you'll not find the wet, means humidity is less because of lack of evaporation of water. In general, summers are wet because of more evaporation. No confusion. No? Now the question is, why humidity is less in winter?
Evaporation is less.
Yes, evaporation is less, and further the condensation increases, right?
Dew
And
point temperature is less. No?
right, so generally dew point temperature you'll find in winter, na? And whenever the dew point temperature or less than dew point temperature, what will happen? The air, the moisture from the air start leaving from the air and condense on the object. So there is a reason winters are dry and summers are wet. And because of this, winters are dry, we required heating and what? Humidification. We'll discuss this point in chapter 7. Don't worry, just I'm giving the preview. And in summer, we required cooling and dehumidification. Okay. And humidification means increasing the moisture. Dehumidification means extracting the moisture. Okay, so remember this process we'll use at the time of load calculation. Again, this is related to dew point temperature. Apart from this dew point temperature is important for the vapor compression cycle also. So now one more point here. In summer, we required what? Cool and dry air or cool and moist air?
Cool and dry air.
Cool and dry air, na? Because we required cooling and dehumidification. So this cool and dry air you can expect through this evaporative coil. I'm talking about vapor compression cycle. Now assume that this vapor compression cycle I'm using in what? Window AC. I think everyone can relate the window AC, na? If you don't know, don't worry, we have this in chapter 5. So in window AC, you'll find all the components of vapor compression cycle, what we discuss. Okay. So when you get the air through the window AC or a split AC, you'll get the cool and dry air. How exactly? We'll discuss now. So let me open this chapter. Back to this vapor compression cycle. I believe you already have the old notes, no? So in that you can find out chapter 3 and you can add this point, or else you can write somewhere. Later you can update in this when I share. So here in vapor compression cycle, I believe it's visible on screen. So you know this, we are using a fan which will supply the air from the room, right? Suppose room air is 30 degrees centigrade and room air is what? Hot and humid. So when the room air is flowing on this coil, what will happen? You will get cool and dry air. This is important. And cool air means you can understand because of exchange of heat. Extraction of this room air heat by this refrigerant. We already learned this process. And why this dry air? So remember, the refrigerant temperature is so low, the temperature is less than dew point temperature. And you know this, whenever a temperature less than equal to dew point temperature, condensation start, na? So refrigerant temperature is low temperature and low pressure. So the temperature is less than, remember, in refrigerator or in air conditioning, we can expect the latent cooling. And latent cooling means the temperature should be less than the dew point temperature. In air cooler, you'll not get the latent cooling. You'll get only sensible cooling. So latent cooling means the temperature less than the dew point temperature or equal to less than dew point temperature. It means that when the refrigerant is flowing, the temperature of refrigerant is less than equal to dew point temperature. So when the refrigerant is flowing inside this coil and air is thrown on the coil, the surface of this the surface temperature is less than dew point temperature of that air. Yes,
one minute, sir. The less than or equals to temperature of the water. I mean, that means moisture.
Yes.
Not the
refrigerant, because the water from the air is going to condense, na? Okay. So, and the manufacturer will design in such a way, and definitely you see you may find nearly say 15 degrees or less than that temperature. So you can expect this dew point temperature. Anyhow, how to find dew point temperature, I'll show you today only in the vapor psychometric chart. What will happen? The moisture in the air is going to condense on the coil. You see, condense on the coil, not in the coil. So the water droplet is going to form on the coil and there is going to be drain at the bottom. If it is a window AC, you will get the water from the window AC. Did you notice that one? Or else in split AC, indoor unit will find the water. Na? So that water from where? That is from the room air only. There is a condensed water on the evaporative coil. Because of what? Because of dew point temperature. So remember, this vapor compression cycle means air conditioning system will provide the cool and dry air as per the requirement. In summer, we don't require separate dehumidification process. In case of process control, where we require low humidities, in that case, we require separate dehumidifier. But for human comfort, this cycle itself will provide you the cool and dry air. Okay. In case if you talk about data center means server rooms, we required low humidity because the machine don't require the humidity. In that you'll find the special system. In that you'll find the name of the system like crack unit on the particular model. So in that you can low humidity levels, means it will extract maximum moisture from the air. Okay, it may maintain say 10 to 20% or less than that. But for human comfort, we require what? 30 to 60, na? Okay, so that can easily done by this evaporative coil. And we have a standard 1 ton will extract If you want, you can make a note of this. We'll discuss at the time of chapter 5 also. One ton will extract 1.2 liters per hour. This is standard. It may vary as per the cooling capacity and as per the efficiency, but standard for interview point of view is the extraction or the dehumidification rate of dehumidification is for 1 ton is 1.2 liters in 1 hour. We'll discuss more about this at the time of chapter 5. Back to the topic. So I think you got the idea about the dew point temperature.
Sir, is it depend upon the load on the evaporator? Means 1.2 liter per hour.
That is a stand. You see, 1.2 is just a standard, like a thumb rule, like 1 TR equal to 400 CFM, no? Similar to that. But this may vary because you see, extraction of moisture depend on the condition of room also, no? If the room air moisture is less, so how it will extract. So in some cases, when you switch on the air conditioning in summer, after some time you'll feel dryness because extraction is more and the moisture is less in the air. So that's the reason fresh air is also required. Okay, that is a different process. We'll not mix it at this level. So at this level, just standard. That is not a fix. That will vary as per the different conditions that
So
you need to find out. Yes.
One question. We have
Yes.
to maintain 30 to 60% of relative humidity.
Mm-hmm.
So if all the dryer touches the evaporative coil,
Mm-hmm.
I mean all the vapor will be condensed. I mean in a dew form.
Mm-hmm.
I mean it will be very dry. Then how to maintain this 30 to 60%?
You see, the first point is the evaporative coil is not designed to extract the complete moisture. The first point.
Okay.
Second point, continuously we are providing the fresh air. Na? And you see, I'm not talking about window or split. Window and split is not a standard units because that there is no option for fresh air na, except some options, but not a standard one. So I'm not talking about the window and split. But if we talk about in the standard air conditioning, right from this ductable split or the central type, in that we are providing the fresh air also. And fresh air means continuously is providing the outside air means that with the moisture. Okay. Again, that also depend as per the outside condition. In some areas, you'll find lower humidity. So the process will change. In that case, we require cooling and humidification. But what we are discussing is just general. So I think got the clear idea about this dew point temperature, which is important.
So
Next.
how the humidification process is completed? I mean, we need to sprinkle the water. How humidification process?
Humidification. Okay, you see what we discussed just now is a dehumidification.
Yeah.
Humidification means adding the moisture. Adding the moisture in with the heating. Na? So we may add the steam in the duct.
Okay.
Or you'll find the separate humidifier. It's a simple process. The humidifier can be add the heat by steam with a normal heater, or we can provide with separate steamer that adding the moisture means in the duct or in the room. And for that we have a separate hygrometer to measure this. Anyhow, that is another story. Don't mix at this level. Just at this level, just try to focus what is dry dew point temperature. That's it. We'll discuss more about the systems process next. So I think got the idea about the dew point temperature online.